In this next episode, we're going to take a look at hosting your website. Based on my being involved in internet marketing over 8 years, when I first started out, I tried a number of these hosting companies, and again, I found HostGator to be the most user friendly. They got one heck of a great technical support. You just call them up on live chat and sometimes you have to wait 5 or 10 minutes, but they're there 24/7, and they've really, in fact, bailed me out of a number of circumstances I got myself into when I was trying to do something that I had to learn how to do it by having them help me. Anyway, I would recommend that you get a reseller account. The fact that it's called reseller is a misnomer. It does allow you to set up a bunch of domains, in fact, unlimited domains, and from that you can do yours and or anybody else's. And once you build these websites up, supposedly then you can turn around and sell them. Okay, so I am again looking at doing a reseller. Ah, there we go. Okay. Um, Again, in every one of these cases, aluminum, copper, silver, it's unlimited domains. Okay, the difference is the amount of disk and bandwidth that you get with each one of these. Now, as we get along in this, I will point out to you the fact that aluminum, starting right out with probably at least one, if not maybe a couple of domains, is the best one to sign up for. Okay, so what you would do here is you would sign up for it, and you would then fill out, okay, you would enter your domain in here that you had just purchased, okay, and just fill that out. The package type aluminum, 36 months at 19.95, or you can, I believe, there's also one where, yes, you can get it for 12 months at 24.95, but you're paying for it all at one time. Okay, you get a $5 cutoff every month, about $60. But on the other hand, I always just do mine on a monthly basis. Uh, so you pick out that one. Security pin, you pick out a a 4 to 8 digit number, and you want to remember that. Okay. And then you come down here, you fill out the email, confirm the email, uh, your name, last name, company, if you have a company name, phone number, address, and all of that. Okay. Then you can do it again, PayPal or credit card, either one. You just fill that out, and then you can go on, and they'll charge you on a monthly basis automatically. Uh, This is, whoop, did I not pick up the monthly? Oop, no, I didn't. Okay. Well, that number just scared the heck out of me. Gah. Okay. That's better. Okay. Yeah. So everything is free, except the 1 month service that you get. So you just fill all that information out, and then you hit checkout now. Okay. Now, what you're going to get when you do that is you're going to get a email, which you definitely want to save in a safe place, because what that is going to give you is roughly this information right here, what your WHM login is. That's your web hosting manager. Okay, and there'll be some other information as well. It'll have I believe it'll have a username and a password. Okay. I couldn't find mine from 6, 7 years ago in my archives of my emails. So I got this, which is a rough approximation of what you're going to get. Okay. So anyway, you'll want to save that, And then once you have that information, you will then go over to and log into your WHM, which is your web hosting manager. Again, we're going to get into this a bit, and here's all the accounts that I have. Okay, all the they call them accounts, but they're they're my domains. Okay, so you will be logging in to, as I pointed out in this one here, not that one, this one. You'll be receiving this as your login information. Again, you'll want to save this. You'll click on that. That'll take you over, and this will be your login and whatnot. And I'm already logged in, so I'm not going to go any further on this one because I'm already in. And that's what this is right here. Okay, now this is the first one we've done, so we'll go down to create a new account. And again, they use account, but it's really just your domain thing. So what you want to do is enter in your information here, okay, and it's just, again, it's the what we call it, my name dot my website dot my my domain name, my domain name, spell. Okay, that will then give you a username based on that. You can use that, or you can kind of change it up a bit. The trouble with changing it up a bit, if you change it too much, it might be a username that you've used in one of your, or as you get into more domains, it might be one you've already used in another domain. So it's up to you, but you can always just go with this one here. Password, I recommend going to the password generator, hitting advanced. I don't like messing around with both alpha and the numeric type of thing. So I went to lowercase and the numbers, okay, and then that gives you this password, okay. Now what you want to do is get a notepad or something like a notepad. I use a particular one, which is what are they going to, this one, and you want to copy that down as well as your username. And then once you do, I have copied this in a safe place, okay, then use the password so that it's in there now. Next, you want to go to your email. This will be, they don't want Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail, Netmail, whatever. What this should be is something like, Dale at mydomainname.com, for instance, okay? So I would put in here Dale at mydomainname.com. Oh, that's almost spelled right. Close. And the package. Okay, now might as well bring it up now. This. Well, I'm just going to pick one here. Okay, I'll come back to this for sure. I just want to get this out of the way. cPanel theme, paper lantern. I just always use X3 for the most part. I don't recall if there's what the differences are. I just pick out X3 as a be consistent. But you can take either one there. Here's the name servers that I was talking about. This will undoubtedly be different and on yours, but whatever they are, what you want to do is you want to copy this, okay, and then go back over the Namecheap. I just copy one of them because it's always, the other one is always 652 in my case. So we're going to go back over here to the dashboard, and we want to go over to manage, and we go down to manage, come down and enter in the NS651, and then I just enter it in here and then just change it to NS652, for instance. What you're going to see then over here is a little thing that looks maybe something like this, and you'll want to click on that, which is okay. That means, you know, that it's gone in. So then you're square. So you don't need the domain, you don't need the Namecheap anymore. But we'll go back here to here, and I would I usually just click on automatically detect configuration because it's recommended, and then create. Now when you hit create, what you want to do is go down here just a bit, and you want to copy paste all of this right here because you're going to need it for future. Just copy that, go back over to your notepad, and put that down at the bottom of the the other information, which the other information should be your your host, your domain name, username, password, your email, and then just, you know, copy and paste this into down below, and then make sure you save that. I generally save it to a file where I put all my domain information in, so I can easily go back and find it when I need it in the future. Okay, that's pretty much taking care of that. Now, what we want to do is discuss this thing about the packages. Okay, going back to, do I have it still? Yes, I think I do. Okay, let me just back this up a bit. Okay, the Luminum, 60 gigabyte, 600 gigabyte bandwidth, unlimited domains. You have the ability to have supposedly unlimited domains. I did a little calculation. The package name that pretty much is average for me is 10 millibyte, okay, 10,000 millibytes. And the bandwidth, the most I use is 25,000. So based on that, I could have 6 domains using aluminum. Okay. Now, the size of the disk space is based on the size, of course, of your what you're putting into your website. The bandwidth is based on the content and the type of content, whether it's images, whether it's video, whether it's just plain verbiage, and that can vary from. I got mine varying on a 10,000 megabyte site. They several of them, they go from maybe 5,000 megabyte, I'm sorry, bandwidth to 25,000. So anyway, roughly what I'm trying to get at is you have room for probably 6. Now what happens then, which happens to me, I'm at silver, and I think I just dropped down to copper because I got rid of some of my other ones. You get more gigabyte disk and you get more gigabyte bandwidth, okay? So right now on a reseller, it's the best way to go because you do get unlimited domains, And based on your disk space and your bandwidth, whether you stay at aluminum, and then you eventually are going to probably add more and more as you progress in this area, that you'll probably be adding more mains, in which case you're going to take up more space and more bandwidth. So from that standpoint, what you want to do then is go down to set up, where is it here? Oh yeah, add a package, okay? And here let's just go back here a minute. I use I believe it's based on the fact that my package names are way over here. Yeah, see that Daylon back? That's my username for my WHM. So they're all going to start with that, okay? And then I just put in something, and I try and identify the size of my package that, as far as the disk space. What I mean. So you can kind of set up some kind of a system. I believe I made a note here of something like how to name it. Well, I don't see it right now, but anyway, when you go in to put in the name of the added package, if it doesn't like it, it's going to tell you, okay? But you can put that in there, and I would, I would probably make it like a 10, and start out with. And what you want to do here is put down 10,000, for instance, and I suggest using as an estimate 2.5 times for your bandwidth, just to be on the high side. Okay, the rest of the stuff, FTP accounts, file transfer processing, email accounts. I don't believe I've ever made any changes to that. So that would then take care of that. Again, there's no reason to change that. I just, kind of do it out of habit. I did see a couple I missed, but anyway, so you fill it out, and then you hit enter down here or add, and that will then tell you whether you like your name of your thing or not. And as you get along with other accounts, you may have to come up with some other package names for whatever reason. Okay. Let's see. Oh yes. When you this is like a report status of all of your accounts, okay? And it tells you this information here, your IP address, your username, your contact email, when you set it up, and all that. Most important is it's going to show you your quota and your disk used, okay? So you want to make sure that you're somewhat in the same general area as what your use is versus what quota you gave it, okay? And also then the resale owner or package is no, the package. The package is then somewhat congruent with that as well. Some of this stuff I've got to change a bit more, add more quota to it, so I didn't change the name of the package though, but there are times I had to have some real large packages, so I just made them that way. Now, there's a way of doing some quick fixes as well. Okay, let's say one thing too. You're going to get an email if depending on what you use, and it's going to sometimes warn you that you're approaching capacity on either your quota or your bandwidth. Okay, so what you can do is come back here and you click on the little plus there on that particular one is the problem with. You can change your password if you need to for whatever reason. Here's your contact email. You can change that for whatever reason if you had to. And then you can also change the quota. Here's the space used, 3,500, and I've got it set up for 5,000, which is still okay there. Backing up here, we go, whoops, pick up that one. Same thing with the change the plan. Let's say you picked a plan where it's a 10,000 type of plan, and you need to go one that you've already got set up for like 20,000. So all you have to do is just click on that, go over and change it to that particular plan. The modify the account, it's just kind of an overview of the whole thing here. Oh yeah, this will be one place where you can check everything all at once. Actually, here's your disk quota 5,000. There's your bandwidth 10,000, etc. So again, that's another way of doing some quick fixes. Now that should pretty much cover the WHM. Yes. Now what we need to do is let me get back up here, and we need to set up a cPanel for every new domain that you come up with. Okay, now when you in your web host manager here, when you set it up, you wrote down what your information was as far as your information on your password and your username. I forgot to get that up. The cPanel, and the cPanel is the specific control over almost everything that happens within your website for that particular domain. The WHM is a control over the overall look at the domain website, but that doesn't go into the detail that your cPanel does. So again, you can get into cPanel by using your domain /cPanel or :2082. Okay, there's some important things we need to take a look at here, and that's going to be used from time to time. First one is going down to software and hitting quick install. Okay. Now here is where we will be adding in WordPress into your website. WordPress is very powerful. It is probably the most used software as far as any websites used, and it's got a lot of capability, a lot of power to it. Okay, so you can either pick on WordPress here, or you can pick on WordPress here, whichever it takes you to the same place. Okay. Forget all this stuff here, 149, 49.99, forget all that. You don't need it. Just hit install WordPress, okay? Now what you want to do is click on until you come to yours. Install path here. We're not going to do any subdomain or anything like that, so don't even worry about that. Here you put in your email address, again the one associated with your website. I can't talk yet. Yeah. Okay. Blog title. No, I'm not going any further than this anyway. So put a blog title in. Just make up something or put something in there. Administrator user. I usually use my first name and the first name here, last name, my name, first name and last name. And then what you want to do then is hit install WordPress. Again, I've already got it installed, so I'm not going to do that. But what you want to do now is hit install WordPress. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and then we will go back up. Oh, I will, because I didn't complete everything. We'll go back up to cPanel. Okay, I'll give you just a few seconds. Probably should be back there by now. Okay, now we're going to File Manager, which is in the top row here. They've recently changed all this and made it a little easier to find things. So we want to click on File Manager. Now the key to the File Manager is everything having to do with anything at all important about the website is under Public HTML. So you want to click on that, and bingo. Here's all the files that WordPress installed for you, okay? And they're all there, plus there's some other things that I have in there because I have some things in there as well. Okay, so a little bit of information here. Perhaps the most important one is the work in process content. Here's where your plugins, your themes, your uploads, which is basically your images, and if you're uploading anything like a PDF or videos, they'll be in your uploads, okay? Those are the important things there. Easily up one level type of thing. So that is the file manager. Here is all of your files that are necessary to be used in WordPress, and some other things as well if you were to enter them in, like I have over a period of time. Okay, now we're going to go back to cPanel main. Here's a little fast trick. With this new setup they have on doing WordPress, I have not found where they give you the login information like they used to for getting into the WordPress and the information that's in there in the dashboard. So what I suggest is going to this PHP one I just clicked on, go down here to WP users, click on the WP users, and then I've got two of them here for some reason. Click on edit, Then go up here to username, user login, user login, and put in a username that you want to use, okay? Dalen Baker was my pseudonym when I was strictly in internet marketing before some other things happened, and I just went to my regular name. But back then, I was known as Dalen Baker. Password, what you want to do first here is click on MD5, and then you want to then click on, or get rid of that there, which is all encrypted, and MD5 for sure, and then you want to put in some kind of a password. Whether you use the same password as your cPanel is up to you, or just one that you come up with for whatever whatever it is. You put that in there, and again you want to add that to that notepad so you don't forget what that is. Okay, and then once you've done that, the rest of this is all pretty straightforward. Just hit go, okay, and that will take care of that. Okay, now we're ready to get into the WordPress and do some things there. Okay, fix this up. To get into that, you'll want to do your domain name slash WP-ADMIN. Okay, WP-admin. Okay, click on that. That'll take you to a login. Okay, what we have here is, and yours is going to look something like this, but without a lot of it, is the dashboard that governs the guts of of what goes into the website. So what you want to do is come down here to Appearance, Themes. Now, WordPress has a large number of themes that are all free. There are other outfits out there that have designed websites to do certain things, the way they look and what they do and whatnot. Those cost money, generally 50 to maybe 100 and some odd dollars. But for this purpose, we're just going to take a quick look here and give you an idea of what you might want to be looking for. Now, search themes. Let's say you wanted a website that was looking like a magazine, which has a bunch of short articles that show and then read more. Okay, so you can enter in magazines, and it will show. I'm not going to spend any time looking at these, but again, you can preview these and see which ones you like and whatnot. Or maybe you want one that has more video. So you enter in video or image or content. Either way, then you will end up with, one that you are happy with, and you would select that, and you would then make it, your themes, and it would come back to be your main. In my case, this is a child of the parent, so I had to get the parent, and then here's the child. And here's some other ones I have tried from time to time. Optimize Express, which we'll get into later on, as far as if you want to do funnels. It's a lot cheaper than ClickFunnels, but we'll cover that later. But here's some other one. So anyway, that takes care of for now. Oh, and then you have to customize. Okay, so all of them will have a little area, and some more advanced than others, on how to customize. Okay, so we won't go into that right now. I'll save that for another session. But I do want to go into plugins. I am going to include a number of plugins that you can install yourself, and we'll get into that again a little later. But there are the most renowned ones, the ones that you should have, and in some cases the ones you need to have. And instead of searching for those, which is here in Add New, there's a great deal of WordPress plugins that are been done by people, and all of these here are free. There are some that have professional pro status, and they do a little bit more, but these are all free. And but instead of searching around and taking all the time to do them on your own, I'm going to have a list that will FTP and a file transfer protocol automatically into the file manager, into the plugins under that WP content, and then they'll show up here as well. That'll just kind of save you a lot of time and effort, and it'll give you the basis for programs that you'll be using and will be needing. And then as you move along in this, you'll find that you'll want to add some more in. Some you'll have to buy, some will be free, but you'll do that on your own. Then you have the install plugins, which is a list, and I haven't activated for a particular reason a lot of these right now, but they've either activated it or just plain deleted them because they don't need them anymore. So at that point, that pretty much covers this portion of it for now, and I'll be getting into WordPress in a bit more. Thank you. Have a good day.